gentlemen, this is my second attempt at this video. Some reason I talked and nothing really happened. It was embarrassing, but at least you guys didn't see it, but I'm telling you what happened now. I'm going to try to put the camera on, and it's mind you, I don't have curtains in here. The room is light shining through. It looks kind of tacky. I apologize. But I wanted to show you guys some things, and I like to show my face in the video so you know who you're talking to. All right. Excuse the light shining through. Oh, man. I ran through some bushes the other day, or a tree, but either it's poison oak or something I'm allergic to. I've had it several times here. I got it in my eyes and everything. I was chasing a chicken because she got out, but she's too dumb to get back in the fence, so I had to chase her all the way around, over the side of the cliff behind my home, everything. Little brat. I've been losing chickens left and right from the bird flu, and then we got hawks and predators here. I let them run so they can eat worms and be free. And they haven't been producing anything for me lately because they need the grains. I haven't had the money for the grains, but they do eat worms and sustaining them. So they look pretty fat and, doing all right, but, that's how it is. Anyways, I wanted to cover a few topics. This video is not going to be like one subject, and it's not going to be perfect. So I just wanted to share that with you. And I have interruptions, dogs barking, and sometimes my wife wants my attention, so excuse me. That's just how it is. First of all, I wanted to say that the information in this video it's not religious advice, legal advice, political advice, anything. So if you need any of those, go see a competent pastor, lawyer, or whatever. This video is only for educational purposes only, and is shared so that you can do your due diligence and find your own way. I'm not an expert at anything, but I have had experiences in my life that I'm trying to share with all of you. Really, I'm sorry about that light. I've got to do something about that. I need to get some curtains for it in here. We had painted it, but we hadn't finished everything yet. We had redone this whole room, flooring, all that stuff, so it needs to be finished. Got a lot of unfinished projects. Okay, so what I was trying to do earlier was, gosh, I don't even know how to present that to you guys right now. I put so much effort into it earlier, and it wasn't even perfect. So let's talk about, first of all, I wanted to get into spirituality with you guys, and you might not, what's the word? Agree with me, and that's okay, but I wish you would check it out and learn for yourself. Okay, let's go over here. This book just kind of by accident I found it, and it totally resonates with what I believe. And I believe that the church, the Roman church, and all the church after that has been under the spirit of the Antichrist for a long time. And I'm going to tell you why. The Bible was written in allegories, and it was only for those who would take the time to read and meditate and listen to the Spirit to learn what exactly it was talking about. It wasn't for the carnally minded or those who have their eyes shut and their ears closed. Okay? Now, I don't want to read this whole book right now, but if you guys would, it's only like 8 pages, but I'm kind of dealing with a headache and my eyes hurt today, and I would probably be skipping a lot, and that would be very embarrassing for me. Okay? Anyways, I'm going to show you this book. It's called The Antichrist by George W. Carey, and you can find this on the web. And it's very, very, very informational, and it's more of a Gnostic and occult approach, which the church used to teach this long ago. I will get into it a little bit, but not the whole thing. Or maybe I will. Who knows how I feel. primitive Christians, which were of the Essenes, and first of all, I want to tell you guys that everything that is the Jews believe, the Muslims believe, and the Christians believe all stem from Egypt, ancient Egypt. I'm talking about like monotheism started with Akhenaten, but everybody believed in one true God, the Supreme Spirit. However, the mundane people worship many gods, and it's still happening today. The Supreme Spirit in the beginning had broken up its spirit to go into Adamu, whatever you want to call him, the first man. And first man was created by the planets. It's in all the ancient religions, if you look at it, the gods, the seven planets. Okay, and the one that I really like right now, it's called the Genza, it's the Mandaean scriptures. Excuse me. Anyways, when you look at, they talk about the Nile, the Neteru, or the Jordan. It's a spiritual river that's inside of our body, and it's talking about the seed. There's something about the seed, and I wouldn't be telling you this if I haven't experienced it. And I'm going to tell you right now that I am in sin because I love my wife and I love to make love to her, and by doing so, I am putting myself into what this is talking about. But I've been attracted to her since day one. She's the only woman that I've ever, to you, she might not be the most beautiful woman, but to me, it's in the beauty's in the eyes of the beholder. And out of all that I've had in my life, she's the only one that has kept me interested in her. And, I might be a crazy fool for that, but that's the truth. Anyways, primitive Christians. The Essenes fully realized and taught the great truth that Christ was a substance, an oil or ointment, contained especially in the spinal cord, consequently in all parts of the body, as every nerve in the body is directly or indirectly connected with the wonderful river that flows out of Eden, the upper brain, to water the garden. The early Christians knew the scriptures, whether written in ancient Hebrew or Greek, were allegories, parables, or fables based on the human body. Now, if you look at the temples in Egypt and you look at the Temple of Solomon, it is a direct representation of the human body. You got your sacrificial lamb outside in the courtyard, and you make your way through the courtyard up the spine or whatever into the Holy of Holies, which is the chamber where the Ark of the Covenant was. And there's bones in the brain that come up. They're like cherubim. And the mercy seat is in between the brain and the pineal gland. Okay? I'm telling you occult secrets because myself, I study Rosicrucianism, and it kind of helped me a little bit, but I was having these experiences before I went there. I wanted to know why. Okay, anyways, let's see. Early Christians knew the scriptures, whether written in ancient Hebrew or Greek, were allegories, parables, or fables based on the human body, fearfully and wonderfully made. These adepts knew the secretion gray matter, creative, that secretes from the cerebrum, was a source and cause of the physical expression called man. And they knew that the river of the Jordan, or the Nile in ancient Egypt, Kim, was symbolized in the spinal cord, and that the Dead Sea was used to symbolize the sacred plexus at the base of the spinal column, where the Jordan spinal cord ends, typifying the entrance into the Jordan, into the Dead Sea. The thick, oily, and salty substance composed the sacral plexus, cauda equina. Tail of the horse may be likened unto crude petroleum, petra, mineral, or salt, or olum, Latin for oil, and the inner substance, oil or ointment in the spinal cord may be compared with coal oil. And when this oil is carried up and crosses the ida and pingala, two fluid nerves that end in a cross or medulla, elongated where it connects to the cerebrum. Golgotha, the skull, the place of the skull. This fluid is refined as coal oil is refined to produce gasoline or higher rate of motion that causes the ascension of the airship. It's talking about the sperm from a man, and then the women have a similar thing. It's different, but it's similar. Now we go use this up like no tomorrow, and that's what the elite bet on. So, anyways, I don't really want to read these 8 pages, but I want to show you something. Anyway, some of you might know about this. When the oil ointment is crucified, to crucify means to increase in power 1,000-fold, not to kill. It remains 2 days and a half. The moon's period in a sign in the tomb, cerebrum, and on the 3rd day ascends to the pineal gland. That connects the cerebellum, I'm sorry I messed that up, with the optic thalamus, the central eye. In the throne of God, that is a chamber overtopped by the hollowed, caused by the curve of the cerebrum, the most high of the body, which is a temple of the living God, the living vital substance, which is a perception of the breath of life beneath or breathed into man. Therefore the whole ghost or breath, the pineal gland, is the pinnacle of the temple, the modus operandi by which the oil of the spinal cord reaches the pineal gland is described in part 2. Anyways, I want to skip to the bottom. I wasn't planning on reading this whole thing. I just wanted to give you guys an idea. And I want to show you something else. And then we're going to go on to the other subjects. Oh, come on. Seven, 8. Where are you at? Oh, it's in 7. This is what the carnal church teaches on the left, okay? And all of those, not all, but some know the truth in these movements like the Yahuwah movement and stuff. I'm not saying anything bad about you guys, but a lot of you guys are falling into the same trap as the church did, okay? Now, learn everything, but meditate and pray on everything. Ask the Creator for questions. He's within you. He's in all of us. Christ was a man born of woman. He died, and he will come again. We are Christians. This is the Antichrist, and expect to die and then be saved. Christ is greater than man, therefore can save us. Only Jesus was conceived by the Holy Ghost. We must die in order to get into the kingdom. The earth will be destroyed. The bottom part is true. The earth will be destroyed. It goes through destruction every so many thousand years, and that's another video for you guys that we can get into. I can read that to you guys in detail if you'd like to know more about that, and I'll show you the books that it's all in. Okay, the Christ, the true Christ. Lo, I am always with you always. He that believeth, believe means to do, shall never die. The wages of sin is death. All that I do, ye can do. Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father is perfect. Know ye not the Holy Ghost, breath, dwelleth in you. The kingdom of heaven is within you. The earth endureth forever. Well, yes, it does, but not exactly. We'll talk about that. Thy will be done in earth as is in heaven. These signs shall follow those who believe in me. They will lay hands on the sick, and they shall recover. This is the most important part, and well, this has been misinterpreted by so many. And the church did this to people. He that is born of God will not sin, for his seed remaineth in him. The seed is your semen, your sperm. Okay? The world's about sex. It teaches you about sex because it does not want you to find out the truth. Because if it does, you are going to be powerful. I have experienced the power of this, and I would like, if you guys would like to learn more about my experiences, I will share them with you. I get it by things I saw and read, and I try to put everything together, and my God, but you know, me knowing the truth, I'm sinning because I love my wife, and like I said, I sometimes can't keep my hands off of her, but I have to learn how to do it again, because if not, I'm dead, right? I have seen things that are amazing. Okay, so this book again, you can find it on see that it makes it, you make a new seed every 28 and a half days, and it's talking about the constellations, the sun, everything. They have really messed up the calendar, everything. So the beast is most likely the church, and it is those who do not I would call it false prophet. I don't know if it's the beast. I think the people are the beast, to be honest. Anyways, there was one more that I want to bring forth here. This is the Sons of Fire, and it's in the Colburn. Okay. Okay, it talks about the seed, and it says the first objective to attain towards this end is self-taming, just as a horse has to be broken in before it can be of any service, so has the mortal body of man to be tamed and brought under control. To do this requires not only self-discipline, but also the ability to rise above earthly conditions. No easy task, for earth is a hard taskmaster and a worthy adversary, and the mortal body of man is an unruly steed. There is no man that's going to come here. No man can actually intercede for anybody. Okay? That was another thing that messed us up. We have to do it ourselves. The duties, it says not by works alone, but by belief and faith in the Holy Spirit. In the Bible it says that. Now, the faith is here. I'm going to show you. The duties, the obligations, and the restraints by which those who follow the great path of the true way direct their steps are not imposed capriciously, excuse my pronunciation. They are in fact no other than the bare essentials covering the first step. That is why everyone, before admitted to the brotherhood, must accept every obligation and decree covering our way of life. We do not claim to know the only path. Undoubtedly, there are others, but we can claim to know the best. Now, this brotherhood was it started in Egypt, and it went through the Essenes, and it also went through. There's many paths of it, but this is one of the paths that went through the Essenes, passed down through Jesus' people, John the Baptist, Joseph Arimathea. Joseph Arimathea brought it to England, or Britain, not England. England didn't exist then. In the early days. Anyways, it doesn't matter who did it. It's the truth. It's just, you know, and it's been hidden by secret societies for a long time. And you can point at secret societies and say they're bad, but there are bad people in there, but they're also good. Okay, there's two paths always to go. The top of the mountain may have been reached by many paths, but the shortest one is always the hardest. Okay. Supreme personal spiritual experience is undoubtedly the best source for the foundation of the true spiritual faith. It begins with the development of the latent spiritual powers through meditation. When you are ready to seek out a place of solitude, a place that is away from the abodes of men, a place that is restful and quiet, take a skin, I guess a little wine, and a little food and water, just sufficient for your needs. Now turn your thoughts inward, harmonizing them with the rhythm of the body. Let your spirit seek harmony with the spirit flowing about it, so that the two become one. While at your meditation, neither overeat nor undereat, for there must be harmony in your eating and your sleeping, in your relaxation and activity, to become one who knows the joys of spiritual self-consciousness, to have a truth-revealing vision transcending anything knowable by the senses, to raise above the bondages and pain of sorrow, and to free the spirit from the shackles of the body. I've done this before, and again, I am stuck in here again because of stupidity, but it's love. But I can break myself free again. It just takes discipline and breaking myself of certain things and meditating. And all of us can do this. At will is something unattainable by spiritual meditation alone. Leading to this road is the path of mortal self-discipline and courage. The creed that teaches spiritual things alone is as barren as one concerned only with earthly things. Your brothers will not set forth in writing all things concerning the awakening of the spirit. They would be of no use until the moral foundation is laid. Such teachings must remain within the higher circles of those who travel the right-hand path, and not disclosed to the unattained initiated. You guys know probably about the right-hand and left-handed path. Those in power have taken the left-handed path, which you can awaken, but it is through, they use sexual means and stuff like that. This is the way of abstaining and keeping your seed to yourself. Let the prayers upon your admission be always fresh in your memories. Great Supreme Creator, craftsman of earth, and the multitude of spheres, grant that our brother may always remain loyal, that he will day by day become even more worthy, and so dedicated and devoted his life to the service of mankind and the completion of its purpose, that he shall forever walk in the light of truth. Grant him a crown of wisdom, the garments of knowledge, and let him be shod with diligence. Grant him the strength to abide by our instruction and discipline, so that with these and by his own efforts he may awaken within him the truth beauties of the Spirit, and your strength to his weakness. Add your strength to his weakness, that he may overcome all selfish motives and unworthy desires. Help him in his self-taming, so that he may combat the tendencies inherent in men towards anger, greed, self-pity. Strengthen him that he may overthrow the evils of the tale-bearing, malice, and jealousy. Grant him the ability to see with the eye of understanding that deflects in the shortcomings of his brothers, and to emulate their goodness. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'll show you what this book is right here. Excuse me, I'm like coughing. This book right here came from Egypt, and it talks about, it was brought forth by Joseph Arimathea. It was in the Glastonbury Abbey in Britain. It's a little stained because I use it. And there's one out there by Marshall Masters. Don't do that one. It's plagiarized. Go with the real one. This comes from the Hope Trust, or Coldean Trust, and you can find it on eBay sometimes. They don't print a lot of them. This is a wonderful book, beautiful book, amazing, and it will awaken you to what we truly are, where we come from, It is so beautiful. Anyways, it came from Egypt. It has a lot of stuff about Egypt in there, things that they're not telling people, and you won't find them in the Bible. And it talks about the Exodus too, from the Egyptian perspective. So not all tales are, you got to kind of balance things out. This one talks about Jesus, John, the Khalidi, and it's a companion to this book I just showed you. You can find this one on eBay. These are around 160, 70 bucks together, unless they went up. So please, if you want to learn more about what we are and where we come from, I suggest you get that. If you can't afford it, I'm sure they're this is a what do you call that? This is a free PDF I found on the web. You can get that too. And there's another book too I suggest. Let me get into here. Sorry, that's my family. I love them very much. This book right here is called the Genza Rabbah. It's called The Great Treasure. It talks about the Jordan and stuff, and if you use your spiritual mind, you'll see what it's talking about. I showed you about the water that flows through us, the living Jordan. And that was it will go with this book right here. These two books, they all go together. Dead Sea Scrolls and Nag Hammadi. That's a very good book too. Anyways, yeah, I have books and books and books. So earlier when I was doing my video, I wanted to talk to you guys about a few things. About the cabal, how let me see if I can find that. This is one video right here. The cabal. I would recommend you go to BitChute and watch this whole thing. It's long, okay? It's like got several parts to it, several hours long. I don't agree with everything in there, but there is some evidence to show that we've been lied to for a long time. And they are trying to make us all fight. They want us to kill each other so they don't have to. Race wars and everything. And for what if my ancestors did anything bad to anybody? And I didn't know they were here for as long as they were. I've been doing some research, DNA and stuff, and they were some of the signers of the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, which Constitution is not a British document. The Constitution is it came from the Iroquois tribe. Okay, they were a part of that because they were asking them for advice, and they helped them write the Constitution. It's a beautiful document, and it was not. We were never under the Constitution. We were over the Constitution. But those actors in government made it for corporations and turned everything into corporations later on because they had let people in that should not have been in there. Now we got people from other countries coming in here, like Elon Musk wanting to run for president. Maybe he has good intentions. I don't trust the guy. And there's others like Barack Obama. He was born in Kenya. He wasn't born in Hawaii. It's all lies. And the sexual thing, the LBGQ or whatever you call that, that has all been pre-planned to break our nation down because we had one of the greatest things going here. A lot of mistakes on the way, but we should have been able to learn from our mistakes and become something great. They didn't want us to come great, and they used our faults against us, and now they are in every branch of the government, and they use the power of the state to harm us, and I wanted to share something else with you guys too. Let me see, where's it at? I'm looking up ancestors, sorry. There was something about this one right here. The East Indian Trading Company and the Virginia Company came together and created the United States. Okay, but there were people in there that were from families that were from the barons, the old barons. You remember the Magna Carta and stuff, and they had goodwill towards men. They wanted to have a country to where it had a good foundation to where it would affect the rest of the world and change the world. And what has happened is we were taken over a long time ago, okay, by the bankers. They used debt to destroy us, and they got their people in there. And they have really, really done bad things and used this country, the might and the generosity of this country. Like they say that these people are being harmed over here, so they can go in there and steal the oil. And they have killed countless millions of people that were innocent around the world. Gaddafi, he was trying to get on the gold standard, make his own gold coin. They went there and killed him. Saddam Hussein, the same thing. This has been going on for years. And if you guys want to, it's called occupysf.net. Go here and check this website out. It's got a lot of good information on here. Just wanted to share that with you. And there was something that I wanted to share with you too that I was showing my wife. This about Zelensky. This is the name of it right here. They are using holograms. So this is being set up right now as we speak. Holograms, they're using MK Ultra, Blue Beam, everything. They're doing things around the world to confuse us all. And we really, really need to stand up and put a stop to this stuff. You know, all of us have power. They want us to think we don't. And you know, these people will use war, destruction, nuclear weapons, you know, to put fear into us and stop us. But we have the power to come together and stop it. This was showing what they're doing to our children. I love kids. I mean, I have 5 boys, and I love every one of them. I've made mistakes with them when they were growing up. I took some of my children out of school because of what they're doing, and that gives them direct access to them, to harm them. They are using the LGBT, or whatever they call it, the LG, or whatever, the Q, whatever that is, to indoctrinate our children and indoctrinate everybody into it's okay. They raise the age of consent to 12 years old, or lowered it, I mean, because they want to take and do what they want to do with our children. And that's how they've done things to our country. Okay? They have done indoctrination. They made us forget about our rights and where we came from. I am descended from several U.S. presidents, previous U.S. presidents, starting with Samuel Adams. George Washington Steele, the first governor of Oklahoma, was my great-great-great-great-grandfather. What is his name? Joshua Bean, the first governor of first mayor of San Diego, was my uncle. And my grandfather, well, he was kind of not good, but George Roy Bean, I don't like people that do bad, even they're my family. I cut people off, like my uncle did something that I didn't like. I cut him off because I don't want to be a part of the bad. I want to be a part of the good. Everybody has good and bad in them. It's what we choose. But the LBGK, I don't have a problem with gay people. You guys might, but I understand that we are going through a pole shift right now, and it reverses the polarity, and you have a lot of women as men, men as women. It's in the Cobra, it talks about this. They can be what they want to be, okay? But don't force it in the schools on my children. And don't say you're going to change the way the family is. It's old. No, that is sacred. It keeps us good as a people and keeps us walking in the ways of the Father. Now, they want to be evil, that's fine. But we have to stand up for what's right. We don't have a problem with those people who are the way they are, because there's a lot of good ones out there. Don't force their ways upon other people. But those who will force themselves on my children, or your children or hurt other people's children, we got to put a stop to that. Okay? And the putting it in the movies, well, movies suck anyways. That's all hell. That's demons. Hollywood is a den of demons. It talks about it in the Bible. Every unclean bird, in Revelations. Anyways, I just want to share these things with you. I feel it is my moral obligation, and it may be late, but I've been speaking about this stuff for years. I've been trying to fight against this stuff for many, many years now. They threatened me, the cabal, and they're probably going to come back again and tell me that, you have our attention, and we are the illuminated ones. I'm an illuminated one too. I've been a Rosicrucian for many, many years. I'm not a part of your banking system. I don't have a lot of money. I know how to make it, but my choice was to be with my family and to be in the movement that I'm in. I'm a part of the 99%. Okay? Except my spirituality is different than most people's. Not all, because I know people out there have it. But, anyways, these people, they use blackmail, threats, everything to harm people. And this Russia thing is, I believe that they talked about taking down America a long time ago. These people are all bought. If you trace the money, they're all involved. And then all of a sudden, this thing's going on with Ukraine. I think it's the hot spot. They were supposed to start several wars, and they didn't get them fast enough because people were fighting them. So now they're going fast to get it for their Agenda 2030. They couldn't meet the Agenda 21, so now they're doing Agenda 2030. Or 2030. But we, talking about critical mass, Karen Hudas, we can stop it, or put a stop to some of it, if we choose to come together and put our differences aside. I was married to a melanated woman. I had several melanated girlfriends. I grew up around them, melanated people. I love melanated people. They are wonderful. I love Mexicans. I love everybody, even white people. There are some white people that have been lied to so bad, just like everybody else, that they have their nose stuck in the air. And they think they're the top, and they're not. Nobody is top. But we have demons right now at the top of the food chain, and they wanted to devour us. So let us stop devouring each other. Use what we know in law, and then use what we know in our good hearts and our resources and our abilities to pull them together, to come together as one. And I've even wanted to buy hundreds of acres or thousands of acres if I could get my W-4s or what's owed to me, or some of the freaking bonds that I put into the Treasury, to create a place for everybody. I would even put it all on myself if I could, so that we can all learn to live together as one. I think the guy Ubuntu, the guy created a book, not the software, but the meaning. Ubuntu is human. He is in South Africa living it with his people. He has people there, and they're trading, and they have their own economy. That's what I wanted to do, and it's been in my heart for over 20 years now. I have never been able to do that. I've had people come here in my house, and God bless them. I mean, we try to live together, but they have their own ways, and I have my own ways. It didn't work out, but if everybody had their own house, and we set it up self-sufficient, and was up in the mountains away from everybody, we could even maybe ride out the destroyer that's coming upon the earth real soon. And if we pray together and we use what we know, the sciences, to raise each other up, we could become a very, very wonderful new beginning for the planet and push back the cabal. Now, they're probably going to cause me trouble over this, or threaten me, or shut my stuff down. Hopefully not, but there's other channels out there, and I wanted to tell you guys that I'm probably going to be, as soon as I can afford to, go to BitChute, or I might be doing some broadcast on Gab. I don't agree with all of Gab. I mean, it's a free speech place, but there's a lot of anti-Semitism, and, they're not Semitic, but you don't pick out a race like that and harm them. We're all one. I don't care if you like Jews or not. If you did your DNA, I'm sure you got some Jew in you, especially black people, white people, Asians. We're all mixed. And the R1B and R1A bloodline are all mixed up. It's a lot of people. It comes from the Ashina clans. They were only in Israel for 300 years, maybe less. They were mostly in the steppes of Russia, Khazar, Hungarian steppe, whatever you want to call it. They were there for a long time, over 1,000 years. Anyways, I have some of that in me too. And I have black in me. I have all kinds of stuff in me. I love all people. I hate child molesters. I can't stand people that want to push other people down or harm them. I can't stand people that steal people's money. I've had a lot stolen from me over the years by trusting people. We can help each other, all of us. And I've offered you guys this stuff before, but I have been dealing with family and health problems, so I haven't been able to answer all your messages on my channel. Or the ones you send me to my email. I am very sorry. I mean, please forgive me. So, anyways, I was looking for some upcoming ideas, what you guys would like to do. Would you guys like me to read books, spiritual books to you, talk more about spirituality? The 1099, I've tried that for many years, and I haven't had any luck with it. So, I'm not saying that I won't do any more videos on it, but if I led anybody the wrong way, I honestly apologize for it. I really believed in it. It hasn't worked for me. Okay. I did it years ago, a different way. Nothing happened. And I tried it just recently. Then I had people take my money saying they could help me. They know dealerships and all this stuff, and they need a finder fee. Well, I'm gullible, so I give them money. I want to try it. So the reason why I tried it was, if it was to work, I wanted to recommend you guys to them to help you out. But it didn't work, and I lost over $200 on one, and I've lost a lot. There were several things in Telegram that I had lost funds in, trying them out so that I can bring it forth to you guys and help you guys out. But because I could use a new truck. I mean, I have an old Duramax. I want to get a new one or a new Dodge, but that hasn't worked out yet. I have done the W4s different ways, and I'm trying to correct as I go. The last one, I was working for a lady, and my heart was skipping all week, but I took one day and I went through them, and then for a court case, and I put one amount on the according to my fee schedule on the invoice or bill of lading, and I put a lesser amount off of this fee schedule in there, one thing. So say it was 18 million, so I put 1.8 million on there, so I got to redo that. I've made mistakes, and I'm not sure if the IRS isn't paying me because I did the what do you call it? My hair is really messed up today. I need a haircut. What is that called? I did a revocation of election back in 2017, so I don't know if it's that. So don't take my word for it. I am doing this so I can share it with you guys. And this channel was never meant to be monetized, but I haven't monetized it yet. But I'm considering it because I need to make up some income. But I do thank all of you for coming here. And you guys have helped it grow. And I didn't know anybody wanted to hear my ass talk, so thank you. But I have been doing all this for years, trial and error. So my question is now, if you would like for me to share a W4 video, do a video on W4s, just let me know in the comments, and I will go ahead and go by your comments, and if there's enough, I'll do one saying yes. And then the second one is, I have several spiritual books. I don't know if I'll read the whole book to you because that takes a while. I'll try. But if you would like me to read through say this book, especially the Sons of Fire and the beginning, and the stuff about the Destroyer, just let me know in the comments. And then I've been trying to find the Ginza, a book of it. I think it's like $100 and something dollars. I think I found it for $99 from the Mandanian Society in Texas. So if you would like me to read that to you guys too, or maybe I'll try to put some graphics in there and stuff, you know. But if you would like me to read books and have a spiritual hour, please let me know, because that's really what this channel was going to be about, and it was about to talk about the Cabal and all those things and help us out. But if you would like that, I will try to find a time, and I really enjoy reading this stuff. So if you would like that, I can read different books. I have a lot of Gnostic books. I have the Book of Enoch. I love that book, by the way. I have a lot of stuff you guys have probably never heard of. And so I would like to do that for you guys. And I encourage you guys, and you might have your reservations, just write a contract when you send back your DNA. Write a contract on there that, you know, you use this for anything, you sell it, you know, you're trapped. You know, I'm going to charge you $500 million, or 500,000 is probably more better, you know. It's not too much. The IRS probably pay on that. But I suggest you guys do your DNA, because you will be amazed of who you're related to. Like me, I got Samuel Adams, John Adams, the Stewarts. Look at this, the Mayflower. I didn't think my family was here very long. I mean, God dang. I don't care what race you are. You know, your roots are you, and it's beautiful. And if you could go back and learn some of them old languages, do it. English is a slave language. It wasn't meant to be, but it turned into be one, out to be one. So learn some of those ancient languages. I mean, like, I see royalty all the way through here, all the way back to King Tut, which means that Tutmosis III, and I don't care if they're black or white. I mean, if my family was black, great, you know. I love black people. I mean, I had a couple black sweethearts, or melanated, excuse me, not black. I loved them so much. One, she was so wild, I chased her for years. You know, we got together a few times. And I tried to call her in San Francisco, and she goes, "What the hell do you want?" "Okay, fine, sweetheart. I don't need nothing from you. Just wanted to see how you're doing. But, you know, best of luck and love to you." But to learn who you're from, where your family comes from, is an amazing journey. And it's been exciting for me. I was trying, I don't know what this is, but trying to, you know, go and look these people up is kind of cool. So I would definitely do that. Oh, I have a note here for my good friend. I mean, I respect him, Chris Hauser. I like your work. I love your teachings. It has brought more hope to my heart. And I'm trying out some new things. Anyways, that Telegram group you have, and I think you said you lost control of it, has turned into a den of, what do you call that? Scammers and hackers. And I have went in there and trying to learn what's going on. Had some people corner me and attack me, and I let them know how I felt, that the group was spammers. And they reported me to Telegram, and I was unable to go into any group for a long time after that. I'm still banned from that particular group, but it looks like I'm able to go into other groups. I gotta check again. But I don't think that was right. It really upsets me. And I would never do anything to harm Chris Hauser. I think he's a great man, or anybody, but I am tired of the scammers. So that as a note, I was just looking through here. Jesse James, I know where that guy's buried at. Anyway, so the DNA is a wonderful journey. I would definitely look into it and see how much royalty you guys have, and you will probably find out that is why your spirit is doing the things that we're doing and why you want to do good. And if you guys want to have an hour, like do Zooms a couple hours a week or something like that, I would really love to do that too. So, or Jitsi Meet, I don't know if you know what that is, but check it out. I had bought into one and I wasn't active. It was called Life Meet Pro, and my account disappeared. Happens a lot to me. I've bought into a lot of things that were not what they were supposed to be. It looked like it had a great UI and everything, but I haven't been able to get in there and use it. So if any of you want to help me set things up, and if you guys want to share, especially the debt validation stuff, I am all for it, and we can work on figuring out these W-4s together. And maybe have our own Telegram group. I mean, there's so many, it doesn't really matter, because like the W4 groups, I love those. Landers Broadcast is a good group. I don't know about Chris Hauser's group because it's all messed up, but he has a site where he teaches on, and they just got to find it again. Anyways, much love and peace to you guys, and I do have a few things that I would like to share to help support. I'll do that on the next videos. And I want to share some music from a beloved friend of mine, so that will be probably added at the back of this video. I just got to download it and everything. Just let me know in the comments, and I will probably make a special email so that we can talk. People call right in the middle of my video, so you know I don't get lost in the other emails going through there. Anyways, peace be with you all. And let's turn this off here.
Watch the water right in the water. It's all in the water. There's glyphosates and Roundup. It's in the water. Nanobots and the chemtrails. Flying off into the sunrise, listening to the people talk. Don't know the rights, just think privileges. What a strange plane we live on. Finding where I fit, a matrix of trapped. Gave them up and didn't fight. Now to think that you have to ask to permit, you are never free. Screamed it loud before your fall. I looked good in that tinfoil hat. Butterflies and flowers, dragonflies and bees, multicolored like a peacock, little squirrels in the trees, dancing couples in the moonlight, looking out over the sea. Silence you acquiesced, followed along blindly. Now you're pissed because fuel's a mess, and you probably got HIV. Altered DNA, no longer humans. SCOTUS Decree and 14 told the world in Agenda 2030, but you were too lazy to read. Screamed it out before your fall. I looked good in that tinfoil hat. Butterflies and flowers, dragonflies and bees, multicolored like a peacock, little squirrels in the trees, dancing